going to school was very difficult for me because I remember, especially going to college, there's a guy next to me and the guy on the left of me, right? And I'm on the front row, and I'm trying to take as many notes as I can. And every time the teacher would have his back to me, I can't read his lips, so I'm missing out on all this content and data and information. And every time he looks at me, I'm writing it down, but every time I look down, I'm missing out what he's just saying. And here, the guy next to me has music in one ear, looking down at his notes and taking all the notes he wants without having to look at his teacher. And I thought, man, that is so not fair, you know? So I feel like we have to work a little bit extra hard, but that's okay. It teaches us hard work ethic, right? And so, anyway, just to go along with this, I remember I got my bachelor's degree, and for me, that was a huge achievement for me in school to get that far. But deep down inside, I wanted to go get my master's degree. I wanted that so badly, more of a self-accomplishment. And so I remember I got accepted to this university, and I did really well. And then at the end of my second year, I had to take my final exam. Excuse me. And this final exam basically said if I pass, I get my degree. And I was so excited, but yet so scared. You know, at this point, have you ever heard the terminology deaf and dumb? You know, I hate that. But at this point, I felt like I was, you know, deaf and dumb. And so I took my test. I failed. I didn't pass. I think, oh, that's okay. That's okay. But I can take it again. And for this time, I'll study harder, and I can do it. I failed again, the second time. And then I really started feeling like I was deaf and dumb. And I felt like my IQ went down. I'm feeling really scared. But I have one more strike, right? 3 strikes, you're out. And so, like, I can do this, I can do this. I went home and I studied so hard, all up into the night. And I took it again, I failed. And I can't begin to tell you, I hit rock bottom. I was this close to just walking out. I'm not gonna do this. I can't. I've tried everything I could possibly think of. My whole audacity and tenacity, everything. I've given my whole passion to this. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I can do it one more time. I went and I did it, and I passed. And it was the hardest thing I have ever done. It took me 4 times to pass the same test. And so my point is it was one of the biggest mountains I've ever had to climb. And because of that experience, the university asked me to give the commencement speech. And it was so touching. And I talked about how it's not necessarily a lack of hearing, it's a lack of hope. It's not a lack of whatever it is, it's a lack of hope. That's what I was going through. I felt like I was deaf and dumb, but now I felt like I was deaf and smart. You know, it doesn't matter how many times we have to do that. You know, if you want something bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to give up your day and night for it, if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and pray for it, if you simply go after what you want, right? With all your capacity, with all your heart and soul, with all your faith, hope, and confidence and strength, you will get it. And I felt like this little choo-choo train. My mom would read it to me every night before I went to bed. And just to give you an idea of what my schedule was like every single day, I woke up every morning at 5:30, and we would have family Bible study. So I'm reading here, and then after that, I had to practice my violin for 30 minutes, and then I had to play the piano for 30 minutes, and then I had to read on my own for 30 minutes, and then my mom had 30-minute one-on-one speech therapy with me for 30 minutes, and then I had to go to school, and school all day is reading, and then I came home from school, I had to read again on my own for 30 minutes, and then I had to do my chores, and then by that time, if I have any time to go play with my friends, and then every time I went to bed at night, my mom would read me this story. I think I now see, as I look back, why my mom read this story to me. Because she knew that I would have mountains to climb. And she wanted to let me know that I can be like that train. I think you can. I think you can. In fact, I know you can. And it's just like all of us, because we all have their challenges, right?